The goal is simple. Execution is hard, but the goal is simple. The same that it was just 2 weeks ago. Find a way. Find a way to beat those Pittsburgh Steelers. It's been 20 straight in the regular season that we have lost. Ryan, you know, the only quarterback to beat the Steelers at Pittsburgh in the regular season was who?
Oh, God. Can you give me the year?
Well, the year probably would give it away.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming it's early 2000s.
I said 20 years.
So it's early 2000s?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Derek Anderson.
No, that's too early. That's too late. 07 for him. 03.
So it was after Couch.
No.
Or was Tim
It
Couch?
was Tim Couch. That's it. You got the Hail Mary against the Saints and a win against the Steelers. That might be all you ever got from Tim Couch. But anyway, it's been 20 years since we have beat them at home. They're good and pissed off after Thursday night. You know how that's going to go. Just find a way. The goal is simple. The execution is hard. But our Twitter question this morning, Ryan has already said this is an easy answer for you. You don't even have to think about it. Sometimes it's not a good question.
If you've watched the show before, you know damn well who my answer is.
All right, we'll get to the question coming up in a little bit. We'll get the Friday report card. We'll get you ready for the Browns and the Steelers coming up on Sunday down there at, I want to say Acrisure. Isn't that it?
Yes.
Paycor is the Bengals.
Yes, Acrisure.
That's it, Acrisure. We got nothing but insurance and banks. M&T Bank, Huntington Bank, Paycor. I don't even know what they are. Acrisure, I think, is insurance, whatever. We're in Pittsburgh on Sunday. We'll get that path for the Browns to get that win. Plenty more football to get to. We got to talk about the stadium stuff. All right, they send a release out yesterday. Of course, an independent research that they commissioned says it's going to be an economic boom for Northeast Ohio. Ryan, they could have just paid me that money, and I would have said that. Of course, it'll bring money. Now, the money that they're talking about, yeah, we'll talk about that coming up when it comes to the stadium. Cavs, nice. Nice. All these teams that I thought would be in the NBA championship or be finals contenders, and now they're without Aaron Gordon. They just got Jokic, but what a win. I do have a gripe for that game last night. We'll get to that on the wine and go with a nice win over the Nuggets last night. Sprinkle a little bit of baseball this morning. What do the Guardians still got to do with a primer for them? Trading? Josh Naylor? Lane Thomas maybe? We'll discuss that coming up. I got another mock. Oh, boy, do I got a mock, Ryan. This is a mock I like.
I haven't checked Tankathon in quite a while.
This is one. I think 8. I think we're still 8.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, buddy boy, you're going to like the mock I got coming up. We'll get to that. We got the grid. We'll get to the bracket. We got time up. Our Donovan Mitchell Cavs jersey giveaway morning update. It's a beautiful Friday. Happy to have you alongside right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. Happy Friday to all. Hopefully everybody was safe getting through it. Like, in fact, I think, is it going to snow again today?
I believe so.
I think it looked like we were done. Some flurries coming down, but stay safe out there. You need a safe vehicle. Fairway Ford, baby. Go fairwayfordohio.com for all those beautiful Ford vehicles from them. Appreciate you joining us. Twitter X, at Matt Fontana Show. You can follow us on X, or I'm sorry, you can follow Ryan and I, at Ryan Tyler33, at Matt Fontana83. Retweet that and follow.
Oh my gosh, is that today?
We have to pick our winner today. Hang on. I better hit the retweet on that one last time here. Boom. Today. End of show. End of show today. Don't retweet this tweet. Retweet the OG. Go do. Boom. Done. You got, what, an hour and a half? We'll do it about 10:45?
Yes, sir.
10:45. We got our Donovan Mitchell giveaway jersey there for that beautiful one. Okay, quick on that. You can follow us on Instagram. We're on YouTube at Big Play, Twitch. It's everywhere. I tweeted out the City Connect from last year because the City Connect was not available. I will swap that out, though.
Right, if we can find it.
If we can find it. Hang on. Cavs City Edition 24-25. Is it really not for sale? I got a youth. Hang on. I got a fleece. All right, we got to do jersey. Ooh, 30% off today. Jersey. Yeah, man,
They're gatekeeping them.
Why?
I don't know.
Why'd you do all that and not want it? And we want to flip it out for a Matthew Dellavedova jersey? You want a Dean Wade one? How about a Sean Kemp?
Bingo
We'll get you the
Smith.
jersey you want. We'll get you the one they want. Wait a minute. What the hell was I looking at? The price is not the same as it was. All right, we'll get it later. We'll figure it out. We'll get our jersey giveaway later for in the show. So again, follow at Matt Fontana83 at Ryan Tyler.
Wait, did you guys get the grid yesterday?
No.
Bruh.
No.
Wait, yeah, you did. Didn't you say?
Oh, we gave a reprieve because it was yesterday the Marquise
Yes.
Hollywood Brown one.
Yes.
We used him for the Steelers or whatever, the Ravens and the Chiefs, but he has
Right.
not played a game for the Chiefs yet.
I'll give it to you.
All right, we'll see what happens with the grid today. Add a little spice to today's show here on a Friday. Maybe another giveaway coming up for you. We'll see how it goes. All right, Browns Steelers this Sunday. Ryan has an easy answer to our question. I thought about this, getting ready to go for this game. Who do you enjoy beating the most? The Steelers, the Ravens, the Bengals. Of those three teams, which one gives you the most satisfaction when you beat them? Now, it's interesting because my answer is not going to line up with the team that I dislike the most, which probably tells you where I'm leaning on this one. I sports hate the Ravens. I cannot stand them. They are probably only second to Michigan for me, which is hard because I respect the hell out of Lamar Jackson. I respect the hell out of John Harbaugh. I don't like it, but it is what it is. And just the organization, just, taking the team, whatever. And I like beating them. And I like beating the Bengals. But there's something about beating the Steelers. And it's probably because I have more Steelers fans in my life. I've got friends, I've got family members that are Steelers fans. We tried to kick them out of the family. It didn't work. It's fine. I have more Steelers fans. And there will be shots on, taken on Sunday and jabs taken. But there's something about that rivalry. There's something about the history. For the Steelers and the Browns, they had in their game notes, right? Do you know who they have the most wins against ever? Steelers? The Browns. 70 wins in their history against us. The Bengals are just second. And there's times that we beat up on them. There was eras where obviously they beat up on us, going on a 20-game home regular season win streak against us. I get it. There's something just satisfactory about beating the Steelers. And if you can do it in Pittsburgh, if you can buck that trend, and listen, I know where this season is at, and there's not much else to grab. Grant Delpit talked about it yesterday. He goes, if you can't have it, or he said, he talked about playing spoiler. He goes, if I can't have it, you don't get it either. And it's not like you're going to knock the Steelers out of the playoffs. That's not what's going to happen here. But if you can just take that little jab, how much it's going to bother them. Now, inherently, what? They're going to come out Sunday pretty pissed off. And Ryan and I were talking about this morning. We're getting ready to go do the morning update later. Or I'm sorry, the Friday report card. And he goes, how much is going to change over 2 weeks? And I go, yeah, probably not a lot. You see what they did against the Bengals with another offensive output, with Russell Wilson throwing it, and all that. Sure, they've not changed all that much. But you're going to get a supremely I'm not saying they weren't focused on Thursday night, the snow and all that. But you're going to get a really, really pissed off Steelers team at home. Again, show up. That's number one. Are they going to be motivated? Can Kevin Stefanski get his guys up for a game like this? Can Jameis Winston, who we all love for the commentary and all the things and hard knocks, can they get up for this game? Can they find a way yet again to get the win? We talked a lot yesterday about Nick Chubb's return and how sobering that was for him and how much that's going to change with him stepping out on that field for the first time in Pittsburgh since the injury. All that's a factor for this one. And I think about it we'd all like to be competing for the playoffs, and that's not where we're at. But can you add to the rivalry here? One of the things that bothered me for so long of the Browns being bad, you weren't adding to that rivalry. That playoff game added to the rivalry. Say what you want. The Myles Garrett thing added to the rivalry. I want to get back to that. And if this is something, you're not going to knock them out of the playoffs, but knock them out of the AFC North, whatever. Just, God, find a way. Get it to these guys to understand what this game is all about. And I think they got a little piece of that on Thursday when they played, and you got the win. Go into Pittsburgh. It's going to be raucous. They're going to be mad. They're going to be pounding their Yingling. We like garage beer here. Get after it. That's all I ask. Ryan, you got an easy answer to our question. I'm voting Steelers. Which team do you like beating the most? My answer is the Steelers.
Well, if anybody has watched the show before, and we've discussed this numerous times, I absolutely hate.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a strong enough word. The Cincinnati Bengals. I respect the hell out of the Steelers. I respect the hell out of the Ravens.
Sure.
I watched that episode of Hard Knocks, Matt. I know you did too. We'll talk about it. How can you not respect what Mike Tomlin and Harbaugh have done there for 15 plus years? I think, 17, 18 respectively?
Yeah.
I respect the hell out of those programs. I respect the hell out of those two head coaches. I have no respect for the Cincinnati Bengals. Absolutely zero. You take away that Super Bowl run, what are they? They act like they're all high and mighty, like they belong in the echelon of the Steelers and the Ravens. Hell no, Matt. I absolutely love beating the Bengals, and I had to live in Cincinnati for 4 years.
Say, watch those, your little sparkle
watch those Skyline chili hillbillies talk all that shit to me for 4 years, but they could never hold my Cleveland Browns jock. Not one time. But they think they belong. That's my answer. Go Bearcats, though. Ask me how I feel about the Bengals.
Put that on a t-shirt. Call Cody. Put that on a damn t-shirt.
I'm glad you like that one.
Oh my God, we needed that start on a Friday. Oh my God, that was funny. Oh man, I mean, you're too old for the clip. Oh God, who was it?
I'm too old for it? Or too
yeah,
young?
there's a clip. Hang on.
You mean I'm too young?
Oh, the clip is too old for you.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a famous, I can't remember the coach, that's why I'm Googling it right now. I can't even spell Cincinnati. There was a coach, Sam Weiss, that's who exactly it was.
Okay.
And he was doing like it was almost like a pep rally. And he stands up there and he goes, you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati.
Oh, that was in Hard Knocks.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, you saw. That's right. I didn't even think about it. It was in Hard Knocks, right? That was Sam Weiss. He goes, you got to remind you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati.
Gee,
you know?
what a great thought.
I know. Yeah, just they taking a shot at the
Very
Browns
deep
there.
thought there.
You know, honestly, I knew your dislike for the Bengals, but I didn't know if that was quite where you're going to go.
Oh, I hate them. I absolutely hate them. I hate them, Matt. I hate them.
Oh man. Yeah, the England pounding hillbilly, the Yinzers over
and
there.
I know I'm in the minority.
Yeah.
I know I'm in the minority because you have way more history, obviously, with the Steelers, and then not necessarily more history with the Ravens, but
that's why
they've been so good. You have the history of them taking your team, so that plays into that.
Well, and then that's where they talk about that in Hard Knocks too. There's no division geographically as close as ours between the four teams. And for the Browns, right? Like, do the Steelers and the Bengals really have anything? Not really. But think about the Browns. All three of the teams, you got an axe to grind. You got the Brown family down there. You've had the long-standing one with the Steelers, and the Ravens took your team. That's it. Like, that's why it's so perfect. You know, I see those people do it on, just to have fun on social media, where they're like, let's redraft all of the divisions, right? And I saw one, it was like, us, Detroit, Minnesota, and Green Bay. We're all in a division, right? And that's like, no, it's perfect. Yeah. It's absolutely perfect the way that it's set up. It is.
Also, stupidest thing I've ever heard, the who gonna beat the Bengals?
Is that where that comes from? I never even knew.
That's
I know it's their thing.
Stupidest thing ever.
Well, and that's again, that franchise, there's a lot of comparisons to us. If
the only cool thing I will say that the Cincinnati Bengals have going for them is Welcome to the Jungle. When they blast that's the only cool thing.
I kind of like that's the Bengals, the tiger.
That's the only cool thing.
You've been to the stadium before, right?
Yeah.
Where they have the tiger in the grass, looking through. The Tigers are a cool logo.
I've also been to their silly little indoor facility.
Well, yeah, that's a piece of crap. They talk about them having to cross the street and all that other kind of stuff. They're lowly Bengals.
It's a joke.
But the Bengals and us have been usually the bottom feeders, for the last 20-odd some years. And there were runs where it was the Ravens and the Bengals and the Steelers were kind of always there. And it's a division game, and that's where normally in a regular season when you're trying to win, trying to compete, go to the playoffs, you ain't going anywhere unless you win your division games. What's the one lock that you have to go to the playoffs? Win your division. And we've not been there for a long time. We're not going to be able to do it this year. to try to knock the Steelers back down, but to just send that message, to have some life, to be able to get back after this game and a rivalry where we talked about on Thursday night. There's a lot of guys that don't know about this, right? They're not from here. To have those conversations, to be like, we hate them, they hate us, it's a rivalry game, this is what this means. And I'm sympathetic in a way because I don't know how I would do that, of standing in front of a room of 100 men and going, I need you guys to give a damn when every reason tells you not to. Everything tells you to pack it in. Drod used to talk about this all the time. Checking off practices. How many do I got left before I'm on a beach in Cabo? Or Galveston. Still one of my favorite clips. Dirty ass water. How many games, how many practices do I have? How many checks am I going to get before I can get the hell out of here? You got to fight that. And that's where probably one of the many reasons I'm not a head coach. How to be able to stand in front of a group and get them to be motivated. To say, guys, we're going there.
And that's another reason, one of the most impressive things about the Steelers and Ravens is if you watch the Hard Knocks. Sorry, you keep
I'm glad you watched it. What'd
you
think?
But Mike Tomlin, you talk about master motivator, somebody who's been doing that now for like 16, 17 years to still be able to have groups come in and go, players go, to be able to keep relaying that same message, but in different terms based on your group, to get them to give a damn, to get them to realize how important this game is for the fans. Like, that's one of the best qualities of a head coach.
It's like he seems like the perfect he seems like the perfect football coach.
And
right?
And the thing is, like, he doesn't disrespect them. Like,
no.
And that's it's easy sometimes to totally disrespect them, but he keeps it on not like totally clean, and like he does such a good job.
I think to tie it back to Kevin Stefanski, when you find coaches that are uber successful, I think there's two versions of that. There's culture type coaches and there's X's and O's type coaches that eventually build culture, right? Bill Belichick was a culture guy. And I'm not saying that he didn't know X's and O's football. He obviously did. But they set a culture on how we're going to do things here. Mike Tomlin doesn't call plays, but he sets a culture and an expectation.
Same thing with
Harbaugh, same thing. But then there, excuse me, there's other guys. The Skyline Hillbilly thing's got me off. I had a frog in my throat. But then there's guys like Andy Reid and Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. They're really smart X's and O's guys. That builds a culture of winning. Dan Campbell, culture guy, right? Look at last night. 4th down, sack up, we're going to go win this football game, right? Kevin Stefanski, I think, leans X's and O's kind of guy.
I'd agree.
Now, the problem with that is what? That's a little more finicky. That's harder because if the X's and O's aren't happening, you're not winning games, you might not have that culture to fall back on.
And when you have that happen, culture is built by winning.
Sure. Yeah.
Nobody can't sustain a losing culture.
Nobody builds culture by losing, 100%. And that's where we're at with Kevin Stefanski, a lot of the conversation is he can do it with different quarterbacks. And if you find him a quarterback, it works and all that. But the problem is you've not been able to have enough sustained success to really build a culture throughout everything. Boil it down to why the Browns have sucked against the Steelers forever. The easy answer is culture. That's it. They just don't lose. Whoever comes in and out with Kenny damn Pickett, they find ways. You don't have that. And every time you restart the cycle, you're just hoping to find it. But the thing about the Browns, when you're hiring that head coach, you got to, okay, the Lions hired Dan Campbell. They obviously were bought in on culture. But the vast majority of hires are built on one. This guy was a good coordinator. I thought about this as a crazy statement, but I think it's true. Watching Hard Knocks, right? And you're seeing John Harbaugh when he was on the Eagles and Mike Tomlin, who's up in Minnesota and all that. Would those guys actually get interviews now? Think about it. Like now it's all the hot name receiver, coordinators. Ben Johnson comes out yesterday. I'm not taking any interviews unless I have an intent of taking that job, right? It's hot shot coordinator guys. Think about how crazy that would be now if some of these guys were back in. Now, Mike Tomlin got fired tomorrow. I'm hiring him come Monday. No question. But I'm talking about back in the day when they were getting their first shot, their first opportunity. I don't even know if they get a look.
That's a good question.
They didn't get a look.
That's a good thought.
Because now You're so hooked up on the 33rd team, handling the Jets search, and you look for all these marks. No matter what, quarterbacks, coaches, you are trying to emulate somebody. You're trying to find what? The next Patrick Mahomes, the next Josh Allen. You're trying to find the next Andy Reid, the next, whoever, Dan Campbell, right? You're trying to emulate somebody. Start emulating them. Start looking at them. And they tried. The Haslams came from where, Ryan? They were minority owners of the Steelers. And I can't tell you how many conversations we had back in the day when they bought the Cleveland Browns. People were, over the moon that they could bring a little of that culture here, and they have not.
That makes that Freddie Kitchens hire even more perplexing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
What culture did you envision with him? No offense.
Well, let's call it for what it is. Did they get sucked into the We Hate Pittsburgh thing, too? Oh, no, that happened after.
You just thought him and Baker would be the next coming.
Well, that was... Maybe they were out, and maybe they were out. Oh, no, I get what you're talking about. Maybe they were out on John Dorsey. The change has been the problem. The consistency has been part of the reason that they've been so good. And even with the Steelers, we talked about the other day, how many of their coordinators really go off to great success? Not a lot. The Ravens, though, Mike McDonald, they've had guys poached, and they just keep... I know they have their problems on defense and Zach Orr, and they had to bring in What's-His-Nuts to come in and help them, all that stuff. But, they have found ways to be consistent all through that. And just taking a little piece of that. To get to Sunday, to just try to take a little piece of that. That's all I'm asking. So I'm voting Steelers. Ryan's voting the Bengals. We're up at Matt Fontana Show.
It's not even close.
Not even close, Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it was. There's just that history there. That's sort of the satisfaction of beating the Steelers. And I do think a big part of that is geographical. I'm not saying that Cincinnati's not close either. But
no, it's by far the closest.
In my life, I've got the most Steelers fans, then I've got the most Bengals fans. I really know no one that is a Ravens fan. It's probably by design. I know literally, I'm trying to think. I know no one in my life that is a Ravens fan. I have Steelers fans, I've got Bengals fans. And I like it because it's good poke the Jags. Just get the win.
I love the Ravens.
Get the win so I can send that bitchy text to people on Sunday and just go take that.
I just love the Ravens color scheme. I absolutely love it. Purple's my favorite color. I love it. I think the Ravens pretty sick.
I do like it a lot. All right, we'll get to the Friday report card coming up in a little bit. Want to flip over and touch on the stadium stuff. So yesterday, the Haslams sent out the email about all this study that was commissioned to take a look at the new stadium downtown or in Brook Park. And we got to start all of these conversations with there's just a giant amount of political game playing being had right now. And Daryl Ryder, who's been as locked in as anybody on this, sent a perfect tweet. So part of this was the city of Cleveland sent out a response and basically said they didn't give us any of this information. And Daryl said, that's not true. Supposedly, according to Daryl, the city of Cleveland canceled their meeting with the Browns to go over this. So conducted by RCLCO, a real estate consulting company, did a survey, an independent market analysis of the opportunities for Brook Park, but then they also talked about the redevelopment on the lakefront. And I'm going to piece through all of this, right? A dome stadium can attract up to an additional 1.5 million visitors through mixed-rounded programming. They hosted events, the other stuff they say, Minneapolis, Indianapolis, and Detroit, all dome stadiums, they hosted major events 3 to 5 times more on an average year than Cleveland, with concerts, with indoor things that you can't get here right now. Over 40% of visitors to the 3 major non-Browns events, assuming the Stones, was there another big concert there?
I'm trying to decipher them between that and Progressive Field. Billy Joel? No.
Oh, yeah, probably that.
Right?
Billy Joel.
And WrestleMania.
Oh, that's right, WrestleMania. 40% of those visitors, according to this market analysis, were from outside the state of Ohio. Wow. So that's another big part.
That's a lot.
drawing people in here, because what is that? Restaurants, parking, hotels.
I got to imagine that was mostly WrestleMania. Are they saying all events had 40%?
They said of the 3 major non-Browns events at Huntington, which is interesting that they did not list those. You're right.
Because are people really coming out of town, no offense, to see Billy Joel?
Probably, yeah.
You think
yeah,
so?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe the Stones, I don't know. But definitely, yeah. Again, the 3 major events, they don't list them here. But yeah, it's got to be WrestleMania, it's got to be Billy Joel, it's got to be the Stones. What else do they do there, right?
Right.
They said 40%. Other large events are targeted at a 65 to 75% outside the state of Ohio.
That would be your Final Fours.
But I guess they're saying is if you had the same event in a dome stadium versus a non-dome, you're going to attract more people from out of town because it's domed. I guess maybe if you were sitting there like, man, we really want to go to WrestleMania, but you're worried it might rain, maybe you don't go. I don't think that's a big jump there. I don't know about that.
Well, think about it. If you're planning a travel from a different state, hotels, all the you're staying overnight, all that. I mean, you would want to make sure you're going to go.
You're going to go see the
good
event.
Weather.
Yeah, and sit inside and all that kind of stuff. So maybe that is a factor in all of that as they go through it. The thing that everybody is hooked up on this, RCLCO projected an annual direct economic output of $1.2 billion, as well as 5,400 permanent jobs. $1.2 billion a year in economic input. 550 projected to be the surround mixed-use development, restaurants, hotels. 217 from major events and non-NFL activities show a significant economic impact to the region. There is in no way that can be true. $1 billion a year? And obviously, they can't make that up. That seems completely unrealistic. If you're talking about building a new stadium, and I'm assuming they were smart enough to say we're not getting the Super Bowl every year, right? But if they claim that this is a $1.2 billion a year projection to help the city and county, how is this still not happening? It's because I don't believe that number is real.
Well, and what I'm about to tell you, this is obviously probably, would you agree that a Taylor Swift concert is probably like the top mecca?
Sure.
So according to this report, it says when she went
Let me guess. Go ahead. Lay it out, and I want to guess
Fox
the number.
8 Local First New Orleans.
New Orleans.
So
okay.
let me tell you, before I say the number, I'll tell you this, is that this says it estimates it brought in more than 160,000 people travel to the metro area. Oh, well, it says there's 3 concerts.
Right. She does like a 3-night thing.
Okay.
So 160,000 people.
So this is over 3 nights.
Plus the people who live in New Orleans and are just going to the shows. Hotels, all that kind of stuff.
It says a fan averaged around $1,300.
Okay, so if you can just do that math quick, I'm going to say that was worth $100 million to them.
This says it brought in more than $500 million.
She going to tour every year?
Well, right.
She going to do a 3-day stop here?
But I mean, 3 days.
And that's how
imagine that.
Right. Obviously, those are numbers we cannot lie with, right? But like that, that number's the one that a lot of people got hung up on. $1.2 billion. The final thing on the whole stadium thing.
I mean, if that was true, though, I mean, you're not even thinking twice about this.
Sure. And that's why I think they're trying to put this out. Ryan, what does this all come back to? The Haslams do not have the money. They need the money from the county. That's it. That's all that this is. I get it. They want to go to Brook Park. Here's your news flash. They can't.
They should have just put that $230 million into Bitcoin.
They can't. It's over $100,000 or 100,000 now, right?
Imagine if they did that when it was probably when they signed Deshaun Watson and gave him that guaranteed. I mean, it was probably 35,000.
Okay, well, if only, right? They can't go.
Hawk to a coin.
Didn't that go under? Isn't she catching a lot of crap for that?
People want her in jail.
What?
I think it was Tua coin. It's something like Hawk Tua coin.
Good for her. I got nothing against her. I don't want to be this mean on a Friday, but how brain dead do you have to be?
Well, what was funny about it, I saw
that.
Yeah, I mean, that's unbelievable. I saw a tweet from like a couple months ago. I saw a tweet, and they were like, Haley Welch is on her 14th minute of her 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
And I guarantee she's going to go down 1 of 3 routes. She's going to create a meme coin, which she ended up doing. She's going to try to get into like political meddling, or she's going to start an OnlyFans.
Right. There's only 3 directions out of this. And I mean, she made good money. I'm sure she's set for the rest of her life.
I don't know.
The whole NFT. You remember that with what was it? The ugly monkey, the ugly ape or something?
No,
you had to get one had an earring, but another one didn't. And I don't mess in crypto because I just don't understand it. And everybody just says it's a bunch of rich people's piggy bank, like betting, like all that kind of stuff. The only thing I say on that kind of stuff, when you get that money, don't forget you're taking that money from somebody. Because somebody had to take a loss on that.
Yeah,
they don't just create
stocks.
more money and hand it over to you. You're taking it from somebody. Somebody's going to lose.
Yeah, it's the stock market.
Somebody's going to lose. I saw some insane stat the other day. 96% of people that day trade lose money. Yeah. 96%.
I believe it.
Lose money when they try to day trade. Know your role. Know your lane. I ain't getting into it. I just lose my sports bets. That's what I do. I feel like you got a better chance doing that. But again, they'll throttle you if you start betting a bunch of money. Anyway, we digress. The whole NFT thing, that was crazy. Yeah, why are you going to buy into that? When I was
Bored apes. I think that's what they call bored apes.
So we're over. This has been, Bitcoin was the thing, and what's the other one? Dogecoin.
Yeah, Doge is the meme one.
So
the 2 biggest ones are Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Okay. So Danny, Nick, and I were doing the show, and you can get spam tweets from people from time to time. I was getting a spam tweet. At least I thought it was. No. This is a real guy. And he would tell us every single day of the show that we needed to buy into Minoki. That was the name of this crypto, was Minoki. And he goes, you could buy, I'm not even kidding, I think it was 100 shares for 10 cents.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like 1/10 of a penny got you a share.
Right.
And he goes, think about that. Think about these people that say that I had 500 Bitcoin or 550 Bitcoin and it was on some dry. That's what I also don't understand. Like the mining of it, the getting whatever. And this guy would tell us every single day. Every day. Like, you got to get into Minoki, man. I don't even think it's a thing anymore.
Let me go see. Maybe he's on a yacht right now laughing at you.
He could be. And want to know what? Minoki crypto. Here it is.
The live Minoki Inu?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Let's go to Coinbase. They're reliable. Market price. Yeah, it's at 0.
I'll get you one better. It's at 0.0000000000095%. It's worth 1 millionth of a cent. There's a comment on here. It goes, biggest scam. Fucker lost 15 grand on this shit coin.
Yeah, they love calling them shit coins.
I shouldn't laugh. It's like, dude, this guy lost 15
people be
grand.
putting their mortgages on this stuff.
That's what I don't get. It's a hype thing. It's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, most of them are.
It is. You buy into this.
But like Bitcoin's legit.
Is it though?
No, it is.
Okay,
it is. Here's
how I know might not be. When you still have to equate it to dollars. When you still have to tell me how much Bitcoin is in dollars, when we flip and you tell me how much $1 is worth Bitcoin, then I'll start buying it.
Oh, well, right now $1 would, oh my God, that would get
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? You still have to tell me that Bitcoin is worth $100,000.
Right.
Because dollars is our currency. It's what we care about.
Right.
And I get it. The whole idea was what? Nobody deals with dollars anymore. Nobody goes to the bank and cashes a check.
Yeah.
You're just getting it on your phone. It's a digital transaction. That's what the whole world is built on now. I get that. But I can still go to the bank and pull money out. You know, a scary thought. Do you know if every person went to the bank and tried to pull their money out, they couldn't get it?
Right.
Because the bank loans your money out. It would be the collapse of our society. If every single person one day just decided, I'm going to go pull all of my money out of the bank because it ain't there. It ain't there. It's with other people. Also, do you know that there is not enough circulated currency in the world to wipe out debt? There is more debt in this world than there is circulated currency, which means nobody ever going to get paid.
Yeah.
What's the U.S. national debt? Trillions of dollars?
Oh, yeah, trillions.
Wow. Anyway, I don't know how we started on this.
Hawktua coin.
Yeah, before that, though.
And that got brought up because of Bitcoin, and that got brought up
you said if they could just put money into Bitcoin to go pay
Deshaun Watson's,
yeah. Back to the stadium. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the stadium. So the whole thing of this posturing, just from my view, is they're continuing, and I get where the Browns are at. They're trying to make this in a public setting seem like this is a home run. How do you not do this? But they don't have the money. As rich as the Haslams are, they do not have the money themselves to go buy that and build that stadium. And maybe some other billionaire would give them a loan, a business loan. Because if you sat there and you said you really believed this report, which I've got no reason to not, but I just think it's a little fishy, that there's going to be $1.2 billion of annual economic output from a new stadium down in Brook Park, what smart business person would not give you a business loan thinking that that's going to get paid back? And especially if it was all private.
Could he legit not, like, I don't know if you're allowed to, but, like, for instance, could he go to Dan Gilbert?
Yeah, and go wherever he wants.
Okay.
I would assume so. Call Bezos, call Elon. I don't know. Call these rich people. It seems like a good investment. How could it not? Now, that is cutting a check for what, $2 billion? But you assume you're going to make $2.5 billion off this after a couple of years, especially if it's all private. If the Haslams own the stadium, lease the hotels, lease apartments, lease restaurants, if they really think that that's what it's going to be, then they should have no problem finding somebody to fund this. But they can't. And they're still waiting for the county and the state to show up, and they're not going to play ball.
Then there's no way that report's true. Because, like you said, that would be the
a projection.
That would be the easiest sell.
Ryan, we do predictions every Friday. We're going to do them here coming up in a little bit. Sure, some of them happen. Not all the time. That's all that is a projection. And that has always been my crux of that argument. I do want an open-air stadium. I want them to stay downtown. I will set that aside. I'm not going to stand in the way of innovation. Sure, fine. I've always said, do you really think you're going to get this stuff? Are you for sure going to get your Super Bowl? Yeah, we're going to find a Final Four, fine. Are you really sure that all these people are going to come to Cleveland? Because another part of this, too, they talked about tens of millions of dollars still impacting downtown Cleveland. Because they would assume what? People are still going to come. They come to WrestleMania, 60,000 people in there. They can't all stay at Brook Park. They're still going to stay downtown. Get them on the red line, riding down to the RTA. That's a good experience for you right there. They're still going to stay downtown, all that impact. And then they did bring up what they could do over there at the stadium once they knock it down and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
what are they going to do there? Lakefront development?
Yeah, that's what they've all been talking about. This is a 2-year survey from them to figure all this out. So here's the final thing.
I mean, how do you even survey that? Just project it off of what other cities
Well,
are doing?
number one, you're projecting on Minneapolis, Detroit, and Minneapolis, Indianapolis, and Detroit. And don't tell me what Arizona does, right? Don't tell me what Vegas does. That's different. So they did. They took the mid-market ones, the mid-major ones here, if you will. Midwest is actually the word I was looking for there. Then you talk about what they've already brought here. This is something too. Okay, you brought WrestleMania. They're not going to come back for another 8 years, right? Okay. Like, how many of these? Again.
Maybe we'll host the Olympics.
How many? Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. Come on down to Cleveland. We got the water for it. Done in poop in it, like over in France. Come on and swim our way. We got some bad things in the lake, but go ahead and swim and do a triathlon out there. Like, how many of these events do they really think are on the books, are able to come here consistently? I ain't knocking our town. I love our town. You know what I heard a promo for the other day? There's a pickleball tournament going on at the convention center. Cool. Great. Okay.
I love pickleball.
I've never played.
It's so fun.
You can enter. It's open for people to go play. It's at the convention center. Like, how much shit are you going to really get here? That's it. That's my only thing. Here's the three things in the middle of it. A new enclosed stadium with numerous premier events and year-round activity will have a significant economic impact throughout Northeast Ohio, including downtown Cleveland, in ways not currently experienced. Such events will attract new visitors without cannibalizing existing venues. Who's that directed at?
I'm assuming Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse?
Dan Gilbert. You don't want to cannibalize what they got going over there. The mixed-use development, connected with a new enclosed stadium in Brook Park, will successfully attract new and unique visitors to experiential retail spaces. Is going to Coach really an experience? Like, what stores would you put in there? Multi-unit housing, office space, and much-needed hotel rooms.
Rally House. Famous footwear. Five Below. Dollar General.
Is that really an experiential? And then the final thing, the lakefront without the intrusion of the stadium can be redeveloped and reimagined. That's their 3 cruxes. They're going to make you a lot of money, and it can hurt us downtown, and you can do something with the lakefront. We'll see. We're far way off from this, man. But they got to get cracking. Dude, 2025 is staring down the barrel. They want this open by 28. Or no, after 28, right? They're through 28. I think it's going to start hitting the rubber starting hitting road here a little bit. They're going to have to start moving on this. They're not going to do anything without being able to get that money from the city, though. So I read that report yesterday. I just, okay, call me when something else, like a little more tangible, happens on that. All right, quick, you want to get to this mock draft that I find so interesting over here? All right, let's go. Let's do it. Right now, Josh Edwards, CBS Sports. Number 1, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Travis Hunter.
Correct. Number 2, Las Vegas Raiders.
Shador Cam.
Cam. Number 3, Giants.
Shador.
Number 4, Patriots.
Is it a receiver?
No.
Is it a defense player?
No.
Is it a lineman?
Mm-hmm.
Will Campbell?
Will Campbell is correct. Number 5, Panthers.
Panthers. Is it a receiver?
Nope.
Defense player?
Yep.
Mason Graham?
Nope.
Will Johnson?
Will Johnson. Number 6, Jets.
Is it a quarterback?
No.
Is it a receiver?
Nope.
Is it a lineman?
Yes.
Defensive lineman?
Yes.
Mason Graham?
Yeah, that is correct. Number 6. Number 7, Titans.
Is that a quarterback?
No.
Is that a receiver?
Yes.
Ted McMillan?
Yes. And at number 8,
Cleveland Browns.
your Cleveland Browns
Okay, wait,
select.
let me think about this. Okay, so...
You want the guys that already been taken?
So is that... Yeah. Run through that real quick.
Ted McMillan gone,
Right.
Mason Graham gone, Will Johnson gone, Will Campbell gone, quarterback.
Well, you got excited. So is it a receiver?
No.
No. It's not. Is it not a quarterback?
No.
What position?
I would sprint
What position?
to that podium.
What position?
Edge.
Oh, God, the dude from Penn State.
No. Michael Williams, Georgia.
Oh,
And I
okay,
like
okay,
Abdul
okay,
Carter, but I love Michael Williams, man. I would run my ass up there. Screw your TV production. 2 minutes. Here's the card. Finally get a guy to go with Miles.
Hopefully.
The write-up. 2025 season is Alex Wright's last under contract. Zadarius Smith is gone. Michael Williams is a raw pass rusher, but he has the perfect person to learn on the opposite side of Myles Garrett. He's 6'5", 265. Get after it with that. Now, after, just as an idea of who might be around here from Josh Edwards' mock, Abdul Carter goes 9 to the Bengals. I don't know this, Texas A&M. Scourton, defensive end out of Texas A&M. Pierce, the edge out of the Tennessee, goes 11 to the Bears. So you got 4 straight pass rushers going there. Grant,
God, I don't know if I like that. The fact that the Browns get the first pick of an edge rusher, you just know the 3 latter are going to be better.
Yeah, maybe, but I'm a big Michael Williams guy.
That has Jed Wills written all over it.
I hope not. Kelvin Banks slips all the way to 14 in this one. Josh Simmons, Ohio State, goes 17.
Where's Luther Burden?
That's what I'm scrolling. I don't know. Ashton Jentney goes 21 to the Washington. Why would they need a running back? I mean, I like Robinson. That's okay, fine. Tyleik Williams out of Ohio State goes 23. JT Tulamau goes 24. Colson Loveland, 25.
Oh, God. Is it Luther? Oh, God, is he going to go like the Bills and the Chiefs? The Lions? No, they'll be too late. What is this, 26? Oh, God, the Steelers. Oh, God, no.
Wouldn't that just be perfect for them?
Him and Pickens on the same team?
No, he'd be, I think, maybe gone. They right. Pickens' field stretching element would be, but they could benefit from an explosive, powerful receiver like Luther Burden. Wouldn't that just be perfect for them on that? Donovan Jackson, it's 4 Buckeyes in the first round there. Donovan Jackson goes 30. I take Michael Williams in 2 seconds.
It's just 2 quarterbacks.
2 seconds. Just 2 quarterbacks. That's it. 2 quarterbacks, some edge. Only 2 receivers.
And 1 running back.
And 1 running back. What, 3 corners? Yeah. Lot of D linemen. Going this one. Edge and D line. Ton of them. Dude, I'm going to tell you, man, I think half of these picks are D linemen. Seriously, this is just Josh Edwards' mock, but I think almost 20 of these picks are either offensive or defensive linemen.
Yeah, I mean, last year, that's so different from last year, right?
Well, last year there were so many receivers over the last couple of years, so many quarterbacks over the last couple of years. Here we are. I'm not kidding. Just doing a quick ad on this. I think 20 of these picks are offensive or defensive linemen in this.
That makes you feel good about Jerry Jeudy, huh?
That, and it's like, you know what? We'll try to get a draft person on and maybe talk about this, or maybe we won't actually. But is this a bad draft? I don't know. Who knows, right? Because even the worst drafts, you find Devontae Adams in the second round. You find guys later. I don't know. It's just, and I guess I'm hooked on receivers and corners and all that other kind of stuff that just kind of plays out that way. But just kind of rolling through.
Nothing will ever be as worse as 2013.
But even then, like 2013, I think that's where where you found Devontae Adams in the second round. Kelsey was in that draft, I think.
Kelsey was in that draft.
Yeah, he's like third round. So again, you find them. They're just not necessarily in the first round. But yeah, that first round was bad garbage. All right, we're almost at 40 already. What do you want to do? You want to talk baseball for a second? Then we can do Friday report card, then break to our picks?
Might as well wrap up football.
All right, let's do up football real quick. Well, let me talk baseball for a second. First, let me talk about Fairway Ford. FairwayFordOhio.com. Go check them out. Coming up on December 21st, it's Fill the Trunk for the Ohio Animal Charity of Ohio, helping all the neglected and malnourished pets here in Northeast Ohio. They're going to fill the trunks out there on December 21st. You can go out there from 10 to 2 right there in Canfield, get your pictures taken with your pets, with Santa, and you can still donate online. If you want to search on Chewy or Amazon wish list for Ohio Animal Charity, or the Animal Charity of Ohio, excuse me, you can find their wish list and send them some great stuff to help out this year with a great charity. And that tells you all you need to know about Fairway Ford. They love being in the community. They love helping people out, and that includes you. When you go get that vehicle there, they're going to help you out. The deals are flying. They got the new 2025s coming in, so they're willing to make deals with the 2024s. See right there, over 300 F-150s available, up to $12,000 off, rates as low as 1.9%. You want a good vehicle without a bunch of garbage sitting there for 6 hours in the dealership trying to get things done. You want a safe, reliable vehicle for a good price and a good APR. That's it. There's nowhere else to go but Fairway Ford. That's it. It's the only place to go. Start your search, though, FairwayFordOhio.com. Go to FairwayFordOhio.com. You can look through all their features. You can actually get some of the things filled out early, so when you get there, it's an even quicker process. You're going to head out there on a Saturday. Look for that beautiful F-150. Isn't that fun, though, when you just go there with an open mind? And that's great, too, because some dealerships, you go, they got 3 models. You're like, I'm looking for a, whatever year, F-150. Oh, I got about 3. How about 300? You could walk through. You ever go cut down your own Christmas tree?
No.
See, they give you these little tags. And if you want to get the tree, you just put it on a tag. And then that way you can walk back through and find your tree. Imagine doing that to find your beautiful F-150. I don't know if they tag you. Tell them I told them that. They'll give you some sticky notes, some Post-it notes. Can you imagine walking through, how cool that would be to walk through their lot of hundreds of vehicles and pick out the one for you. Pick out the one for your family. That's the way to do it. FairwayFordOhio.com. Best rates. They're not going to be beat on price, and they have such a vast inventory. One of the biggest Ford dealerships in the state of Ohio. Go see them. Tell them we sent you at FairwayFordOhio.com. All right, you want to get to the Friday report card then? Let's do that. Let's get to it. Browns Steelers. Let's roll.
All right, it says week 12.
That's fine. We just rolled it back over.
Leave me alone.
Brought back over from Thursday.
Yeah, I think he looked like himself.
Oh, man. Wrong bet.
That's all good. I don't know if Stefanski had something to say there about the guy from Scrubs. Or House, I mean.
Bed. Did somebody mess up my keys?
I don't know. This morning, just shout out to Ryan because the studio was just in a mess today, but here we are. All right, Browns Steelers quarterback. Dude, Russell Wilson, man. He is balling out. Obviously, that game against the Bengals, I have to take that with a grain of salt. The Bengals can't stop Avon. Hey!
Avon. Come on. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Kid had 190 yards yesterday, Ryan.
That's crazy.
Shout out to Mike Elder and the Avon Eagles. State champions, baby.
Oh, they played yesterday, not today?
D2 was last night. They won.
Okay.
They spread it out because it used to be like 3 games on Friday and then
Do they still play them at the Shoe or no?
No, they're at Camp. They're in Tom Benson Stadium there.
Oh, okay.
So the only reason they moved off of that was when they were renovating it. I kind of like it at Tom Benson Stadium. It's pretty awesome. So congratulations to Mike Elder and the Avon Eagles. Cincinnati's defense cannot stop anybody. So, of course, Russell Wilson looked like a beast in that game. But take that.
He was cooking, man.
I'll give you that. And as much as I want to sit here and talk ill of Russell Wilson, I can't. Because you want his last couple of games here? And again, I know we got after his ass. 414 and 3 touchdowns last week. Now, the interesting thing is that's the only game that he's thrown for over 300 yards. 270 against us, touchdown, fine. But, like, can they get back? I'm sorry. I kind of want to set that game aside. And if you want to tell me, like, that can unlock them, they still got this Pickens drama going on. But, yeah, Russ is cooking. And eventually, I would assume there would be a fall off, maybe not. And you know he's got revenge on his mind coming in for this game. The thing about watching it, and it's clear, he's just moving. They're getting him out of the pocket. He's making throws on the move. That's what he did in Seattle when he was an MVP candidate. Like, that's just Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, say what you will about him. Still a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and make no bones about it, by far the best quarterback they've had since Ben.
So over to Jameis, it's interceptions. That's it. If you could limit those, I know he wants God to save all of us from the interceptions. If you limit that, we got something to work with. Now, as far as the weather goes, it's going to be cold, but you shouldn't have much else to have to deal with there in Pittsburgh. This might be a more truer test of what you have in Jameis Winston in cold weather. It's so far down the list. But the evaluations here of Jameis Winston, can he play in the cold? If you're going to have him here for next year or maybe even beyond, I need to answer that question. I'll find that out. No, he balled out in that snow game, which was fine. And I think about the steps that are moving forward. It's hard to take out the pick sixes in that game. Ryan, I thought about this for our Twitter question this morning. Would you not say that Jameis Winston has been improving over the last 4 games?
Yeah.
That's a fair. I mean, you could say no. You could say no.
I mean, how could they not, you know?
The yards obviously were up. The pass attempts are going to go up. But would you say that you have seen improvement from Jameis Winston over the last couple of games?
I think undoubtedly.
Sure. You just cut down the interception, I'm sure is the big focus here. But you also can't have him going out there timid. You can't have him saying, I'm not going to throw this ball because that guy's sitting right there. You got this far being a gunslinger. Let it go. Get after it. You want to just get, and you're going to have the interceptions. It is what it is. But I have seen improvement. So let's start with that. We'll hold on to that with the quarterbacks.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
All right, next up, a lot of Steelers on this one. Of course, with the head coach, we got to go with Mike Tomlin. We talked a lot about Hard Knocks and what you see with Tomlin. It's crazy that he's not won Coach of the Year, and the fact that he might not win it this year either. Are you not back to Dan Campbell?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It probably is.
Him, O'Connell, or Tomlin, 100%.
Yeah. So I hope he wins it.
I would pick Tomlin.
I would pick Tomlin too, but it's not quite the runaway that you think it is. But the sustained success, they're already have already clinched a non-losing season again for him, which is crazy. And they're on their way to go to the playoffs, so you got to very much give it to that coach. All right, receiver, we debated this one, all right, because you're coming off a career game for Jerry Jeudy, another solid game for Elijah Moore, and 2 touchdowns for David Njoku. The only thing that I go back to that Cincinnati game that kind of like is another thing you got to watch, they're getting Freiermuth back involved over there now a little bit too.
So go back think about it. I might flip it to Cleveland.
I might flip this to Cleveland. So in that Steelers game, or Steelers-Bengals game, Pickens, 74 and a touchdown. Freiermuth, 68 and a score. Then Jalen Warren and Najee Harris. And Calvin Austin caught that other touchdown, but he's in the concussion protocol. Van Jefferson, Cordell Patterson. This might actually be the Cleveland Browns. You know what? I think we should flip that. I think we should. And I'm not saying you got to do it on the screen, but you know what I'm saying? Like, let's move that over. And this was interesting because that was from our report card just 2 weeks ago. You saw what you did Monday night. I think you give the edge to the Browns here in the receivers.
It's interesting. It's like, can one game really make that flip? But I mean, it's hard to deny what you've seen with Jameis Winston.
Yeah, and again, the more development with him, and it's the same thing. It's an interesting parallel between Russ and Jameis Winston. They both are recent on the job. They both got to figure out these guys a little bit. Now, Russ has more games under his belt, but you're still kind of figuring out and unlocking some of these things. And I know Jerry Jeudy was a one-play 70-yarder, and that kind of pads the stats, which I understand. But, like, right now, would you say Pickens or Jerry Jeudy?
Pickens.
Probably Pickens.
I just thought about this question, Matt. Do you think a quarterback gets a wide receivers paid more, or a wide receiver gets quarterbacks paid more?
I think quarterbacks get wide receivers paid more a lot.
Okay.
I do, a lot. And I think wide receiver, knowing that quarterback will be the ultimate sexy position in the NFL and getting overpaid left and right, the new one is wide receivers. And, you know, you try to get the elite guys, but, like, think about what, and this is no shot at Julian Edelman. Look what Tom Brady was with Julian Edelman, right? With Wes Welker. Like, those guys turn those receivers into stars. And a lot of it, I'll tell you this too. You got 3 seconds to throw if you're lucky in the NFL. But you got a guy that can move. Ryan, I could get open. All right? You give me 5 seconds to run around. What do you mean? If it's a full complement of the team.
Against an NFL DB?
Well, I'm talking about an NFL defense.
Stop.
And they run zone?
No.
I got enough time. I could probably get open. I don't know if the quarterback could find me. But the whole point of it is...
That's ludicrous.
What do you mean?
I couldn't. I'm not saying I could.
I think anybody could get it. Almost anybody could. If you had enough time is what I'm saying. So that's offensive line. That's your quarterback moving. That's all that other kind of stuff. But it's the quarterback finding those guys, too. And
what DB
spot.
would you go against? Who's the worst DB in the NFL? Who would you pick to go against?
Well, we just had him.
Emmanuel Forbes?
No.
No, I know that's not who you're talking about.
Well, Levi Wallace and Pat Surtain were like 1-2.
You're saying we had him on the Browns?
No. I think, is it not the Steelers? Isn't Joey Porter ranked ass and then their other guy is too? Yeah, because we just did it a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Joey Porter's the 101st ranked corner. Dante Jackson is the 96th ranked corner.
I'd like to see you route them up.
Porter's a big guy. I'm a bigger guy. I'll figure it out. Shove him down or just kick him or whatever.
Bro, you would definitely tear something off your brain.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I'm not saying that it wouldn't be extremely painful.
I'd love to see a release.
So I think the receivers get paid because of the quarterbacks even more. Then I'll ask you an Njoku or Fryer move.
I'm joking.
So then maybe we should have flipped that over to the Browns. All right, that's
maybe.
good. That's positivity there. To the running back we go. It's tough with Nick Chubb right now. But the fact that Najee Harris and now both Jalen Warren are involved with that, it's got to be the Steelers on that side of it. And it's more in that last game. Jalen Warren and Najee Harris combined for over 100 receiving yards in that game. Harris had 75 yards on the ground and the touchdown, and Jalen Warren. And then when you add in Cordell Patterson, which they talked a lot about when he was injured, that was a really big missing piece of that offense for them. And I can't remember which broadcast it was. It might have been Ian Eagle. And he mentioned Cordell Patterson. And it was in a way a veiled shot at the other running backs, where it was like the Steelers like Cordell Patterson because they know he knows where to go. You know, he knows the lane. He knows how to pick up the yardage. Instead of like trying to bounce it out outside or stop it, he just knows to pick up his yardage. And I think that was a veiled shot there at Najee Harris. Well, running backs, just with the current state, we got to go Pittsburgh here. There's not much else you can bring up with that.
Yeah, it's not really close.
Yeah. To the offensive line we go. Again, gave it to Pittsburgh here. Samalo Frazier's their best guy. We just saw him a couple of weeks ago. And again, I think about if you're going to flip, what did they do? They flipped Myles Garrett over to go up against Broderick Jones a couple of times on that right tackle side. Is this not crazy, though, that I thought about this? Is this not just the second time this season that we've had the same offensive line for 3 straight weeks?
Yeah,
I think it's only the second time.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. You know, because you had Dwan going in and out, you had Conklin going out. I don't even want to mention Jed Wills on this show, and I won't. It's like the second time all year we've had 3 straight weeks of the same offensive line.
Maybe the first.
Well, I think they had a stretch earlier. But anyway, yeah, and it's going to be tough because they're going to have to go up against C.J. Watt. They got to go up against Myles Garrett. But I'm going to look again, going back to that Thursday night game, Dalvin Tomlinson, and I know Mo Hurst got added to the injury report and all that kind of stuff.
Shelby Harris had a good game.
Yeah, Shelby Harris. Where's my defensive line, man? Where's the D tackles in this thing? That's going to be a big key. We'll still give an edge to the Steelers here, but it's not a wide gap.
No,
okay, it's not a massive gap.
Neither is the defense.
And we gave it to the Browns mostly.
I can make an argument for the Steelers here.
Well, I could just go. They just gave up 38 points. And it was a pick 6. There's 2 defensive scores in that game, was there not?
Yes.
Or no?
No, there was one for each.
No, I'm talking about the Bengals. They got a pick 6, but didn't they score another?
I don't think so.
Like kick return touchdown or something? No?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, still, they gave up 31 points. Joe Burrow barely cracked 300 yards, but he threw for 3 touchdowns. Chase Brown.
Yeah, but I mean, Joe Burrow's dicing up everyone.
He does, and he's on his way to an MVP, Player of the Month, and they're just wasting him down there in Cincinnati.
I think on Hard Knocks they said the Bengals have given up, or the Bengals have scored like 32 plus points and lost 5 times.
Yeah. It is not his problem, 100%. All right, total defense coming to this one. Steelers are the 6th best total defense in the NFL. They give up 311 yards per game. The Browns defense, the Browns.
I mean, you could just put it this way too. I mean, I would say we probably have better DBs. They have a better safety room. They have
we're
a better
24th.
They have a better. And let me know if you agree with this.
Yeah.
They have a better D line.
Okay, let's just do that real quick. Cam Hayward, Alex Highsmith will be back, and I'm going to count him as a linebacker, but D-line. Keanu Benton, who I like a lot, Larry Ogunjobi, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith versus Miles, Shelby Harris, Mo Hurst, Alex Wright, all those kind of stuff.
They got a better D-line.
Okay.
They have a better
Linebackers.
safety room.
Landon Roberts is the 7th best linebacker on PFF, and Patrick Queen. Versus our linebackers without JOK. Edge to them. Corners, us.
Right.
Denzel's the best corner on the field.
By far.
Safeties, Minka Fitzpatrick and Deshaun Elliott.
Probably better than Delpit and Hickman.
So maybe an edge to the Steelers.
Yeah.
So again, they're 6, we're 24.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's cut it how it is. It really comes down to who shows up, Miles or TJ.
It's going to come down to passing. Because the one thing, the Steelers are 18th in the NFL, giving up 220 a game. We're 19th at 221. So could this be that shootout game, which then lends itself to what? More passing, more TJ Watt, more Myles Garrett impact. The difference, obviously, is the rushing defense. They are the 4th best. Steelers are 4th best rushing defense. They only give up 90 yards per game. Browns are 128. They're 23rd in the NFL. So probably a good game for an anytime touchdown for Najee Harris. And I think Nick Chubb gets back in the end zone, too.
Or Fields.
Or Fields. Yeah, that, too. So we gave the edge to the Browns, but I think we could flip a couple. I think we might go wide receivers for us. You might go defense for them. But again, they just got carved up by the Bengals. I know a lot of teams do. But that's our Friday report card. Listen, I know the Browns are going to be dogs in this one. We'll get to it 6.5. All that lays out to be that way.
But you like that number 6.5? You think that's fair?
Yeah, I do.
Home touchdown?
I'm going to take the Browns just because I'm going to. Here's what I didn't look up. What's the over-under for this game? I would set it.
Let me guess. I'm going to guess.
You want to guess?
Yeah.
I haven't looked yet. I'm going to say it's at 42.5.
See, I think it's more.
Okay.
I'm going to say 46.5.
43.5.
43.5.
43.5. So I was a little nose around that. They have it at 5.5 on ESPN Bet. Huh. If it's going to be the shootout that you think it's going to be, I think that lends to, well, the Browns close, low. This might be a shootout. This might literally have to be the Steelers-Bengals game again, where you just have to throw the ball all over the yard.
I thought the Browns-Broncos was going to be a snooze fest, and look at that.
Yeah. I mean, you're just going to have to put this on the arm of Jameis Winston. And right now for the Steelers, what are they doing? They're putting it on Russell Wilson. That aces up to be a high-scoring game. Take the over the 43. All right, we will get to the trends for our betting later. Let's take our break, come back. We'll run through our NFL picks. We got the grid. We'll get to time up. We got to touch on baseball with all these rumors with Josh Naylor and Lane Thomas. It all comes your way next. Fontana Show, right here in Big Play. you want to make the pick? What do you want to do first? You want to do the grid? Or you want to do the picks?
Oh, were you planning on jumping right into the picks?
I was going to go right to the picks, but we can do whatever you want.
I thought we were going to do grid before.
All right, let's do the grid. Let's get that. It'll be a good little primer for our picks. Let's go. Friday edition. Immaculate grid. We already used the Wordle, and we kind of had to use a little bit of a reprieve yesterday.
Who cares?
So let's see how it goes.
Our show.
Go.
All right, 3,000-yard passing, Green Bay.
Favory. Jeez. Come here, Raj. I was going to say, don't do Brett Favre. He's an a-hole. That's so terrible.
Titans, Steve McNair.
Got to be Tannehill. Or yeah, probably Steve. Spilling the coffee. Are we sure? Are you sure? All righty. Is the Eagles Bengals? I wanted to scream a defensive back for that, but I don't know. All right, open it up. What do you got?
All right, Eagles, Packers. Not Randall Cobb, is it?
I don't remember him in. I want to remember him.
No. Greg Jennings?
I don't think so. I mean, we can come back to that one. Just opening it. I don't know why. Bengals, Eagles. Something is sticky with me
Eagles,
because
Titans.
It's Torello.
Is Eagles, Titans, DeMarco Murray?
It's Torello. Right? Bengals, Eagles, T.O.?
Yeah.
I was like sitting there, I'm like, something is just like it's Terrell Owens. That would be why. All right, 72%. That'll do it for you.
Is this DeMarco Murray?
I don't remember him in Philly.
I know he played for the Cowboys in Tennessee.
I know he played in Tennessee. I remember that. I don't know if I remember him in Philly, though.
Well, there's also, A.J. Brown.
Oh, yeah. Duh. Good call. All right, Eagles, Packers.
Randall
Packers.
Cunningham? No.
That sounds right.
No, I don't. I don't know if he played in Green Bay.
Donovan McNabb did not. Nick Foles, no. Carson Wentz, no.
Cody Kessler?
I know he went to Philly. I don't think he went to Green Bay. Demarius Randall, Deshaun Kaiser.
I was going to say Deshaun Kaiser.
Yeah.
All right, we can come back.
Yeah. All right. Lions, Packers. Oh, Zadarius Smith.
Yeah.
Has he played in a game? I'm just kidding. I know he is. Titans, Lions.
Is this Marvin Jones?
I don't remember him in Tennessee.
I think I do.
Okay. If you do, that's fine.
I know he works for Cincy.
I know he works for Cincy. That's a fact. But unless we can come up with a better Cincy Lions one.
Is Cincy Lions not Whitworth? Did he play in Detroit?
I don't think he played in Detroit.
Who am I thinking of? Who's the one dude you always said played in the AFC North everywhere?
Kevin Zeitler. He works.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He works.
Okay.
Kevin Zeitler works. Kevin Zeitler works. Kevin Zeitler 100% works. I'll listen to your Marvin Jones. I don't remember him in Tennessee.
Well, I'm not. I think.
I just.
DJ Chark, did he play in Tennessee?
No, I remember him in Jacksonville. But I don't know about Tennessee. I don't know why I keep thinking Azeez Al-Shaair just because he got suspended. He was in Tennessee. But I don't think he played in Detroit. Alex Anzalone never played in Tennessee. Jeff Okudah never played in Tennessee. All right, Titans players. Tannehill, no. Derrick Henry, no.
What about Danny Amendola? Did he play for the Titans?
It sounds right. But I'm picturing him and I can't tell between the colors, you know? Chris Johnson, no. Adrian Peterson, no.
Kickers and Matt Prater ever gone to Tennessee?
I mean, Fat Randy, we know for sure works for Tennessee, but I don't know if he ever kicked in Detroit.
Yeah, I don't think. Did he? Or do we always miss that?
No. 100% Randy Bullock kicked in Tennessee.
No, I know that. I'm talking about Detroit.
I don't think so. Not enough to rip it. You know, that's a tough one.
Hey, want to flip over to Eagles, Green Bay?
Sure. Oh.
Is there an obvious one I'm missing? What position?
It's funny how you come back to
what
it.
Position? Like, what position?
Defensive line. Arguably one of the greatest to ever do it.
Julius Peppers?
No.
Urlacher? No, not Brian Urlacher. He's a linebacker. I don't know. Who?
The Minister of Defense, Reggie White.
Oh.
Duh. I want to know how many people are flaming us right now in the chat. Like, you idiots.
That was before my time.
You idiots. One of the greatest nicknames in all sports, the Minister of Defense.
Is it Marvin Jones or am I tripping?
Now you got me.
I know Jacksonville, Detroit, Cincinnati. Maybe he didn't. Maybe I'm making that up. Davion Clowney never played in Detroit.
No. Because now I'm thinking like middle of the road receivers like Marvin Jones. Like Robert Woods never played in
Cole
Detroit.
Beasley, I don't think played in Detroit.
No. Khalif Raymond's there now, but I don't remember him in Tennessee. Who's the guy who just had 2 touchdowns last night?
Tim Patrick?
Yeah.
I don't think he played in
Detroit
Tennessee.
or Denver. He was in Denver. You might be onto something of the running backs, but I can't.
DeAndre Swift, no. Jamal Williams, no.
Deontay Foreman was never in Detroit. I think we got to be missing a quarterback here.
You think?
Yeah. So, like,
Tim Boyle?
Dan Orlovsky, Tim Boyle, obviously not Stafford. There's somebody else. 2000s, Joey Harrington. Not enough to rip that, I don't know. Ted Bridgewater, no. Jake Locker.
Kenny Galladay,
No. I mean, I'll listen to your Marvin Jones.
now that I'm thinking about it, though, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Did Fat Randy kick in Detroit?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. Tennessee. It's got to be a quarterback.
I don't think it is. Dominican Sue never played in Tennessee.
No. Albert Hainsworth, no. Oh, we could have used DJ Reader, too, for the Bengals in their lives.
Any linemen you can think of?
I mean, Conklin's, I can't think of any Tennessee offensive lineman, to be honest with you. It's like Conklin came here.
McCourty?
No, I like your poll because he was in Tennessee, was he not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't remember him with Detroit. Bro. Technically, we are at time.
All right, what are we ripping?
I don't even have a better answer than Marvin Jones.
I'm almost positive. Now that I think about it, I'm almost positive it's not Marvin Jones.
I don't want to rip Fat Randy because I know it's not Fat Randy. Ah! Dude. I hate it when we don't even have, like, an answer. We don't even have, like...
Tight ends? I don't think.
I didn't even... I tried... This is the worst. Kevin Byard didn't go to Detroit. who is that really good linebacker that Tennessee had forever? Can't even remember. Keith Bullock. That's what I was thinking of. I don't know.
What am I ripping?
Rip Keith Bullock. How?
Bro just played for so many teams in the twilight of his career.
We said it too. We said it. And I said, I was like, I don't think I remember playing.
What else do you want to see?
I could say just that one.
All right, this is Detroit, Tennessee. Matt Castle. Khalif Raymond.
Did say Khalif Raymond.
That's really Josh Reynolds. Jamal Adams, because he did just sign with the Lions.
Did he play a game, though?
I guess. It's just 3.
Yes. Damn it!
That's what it is.
It is what it is. All right, well, we'll turn this around with our NFL picks. Let's go! All right. Hey.
Yes?
We've had 2 bad weeks in a row. Okay? We can't do that. Can't do 3. I went 7-9 a week ago. That improves me to 103 and 87 and 5 on the year. Ryan went 6-10. That is good for 89, 101 and 5. Okay? Is that math? And that math is math, and here we are. All right, and we'll get our fan picks, too. If you want to get them out of Facebook, on YouTube. Facebook. I don't know why I said Facebook, but
MySpace?
Go on the YouTube. I did have a good MySpace back in the day. I should have actually remembered how to code. Probably would have served me better in life, but here we are. All right, we got our picks. Let's get rolling. We start. Jags, Titans. Surgery done for the year for Trevor Lawrence. He's got the concussion. He's already getting shoulder surgery. He is done. They travel up to take on a Tennessee team 3-9. Jags are 2-10. I think Jacksonville is 100% trying to tank for the first overall pick. They get Mac Jones here. Titans have shown some life over the last couple of games. You know, they got smoked by Washington, got that huge win over Houston. They keep some games close. I just think they're the better team in this one, so I'll take Tennessee all day, though. But Jacksonville is 4-1-1 against the spread their last 6 games. But they don't play Tennessee all that well. It's obviously a division game. Jacksonville is just 4-10 against the spread and straight up in their last 14 games against Tennessee. Jacksonville's riding a 9-game road losing streak, and they've only won 1 out of their last 10 games at Tennessee. Now, the Titans are not much better. They are 1-7 against the spread their last 8 games, and they've not covered in their last 5 home games. Since the start of last year, Tennessee is now 0-8 against the spread the week after a straight-up win, which, again, that didn't happen last week. They're the only team without an NFL cover after a straight-up win in this span. They're just as bad this year. 2-10 against the spread is the worst against the spread this NFL season, listed as a favorite against the Jags. Teams in Week 13 or later with an against-the-spread win percentage of 20% or less are 4-0 straight up and against the spread when listed as a favorite. Overall, those teams have been good bets since 1990. They're 7-3 against the spread, 7-3 straight up and 6-4 against the spread. So what's that telling you is you got a really bad team at covering, somehow favored this late in the season. Go ahead and take the team that's favored to cover, and I'll take Tennessee in this one. Doug Peterson is an underdog, 6-2 against the spread this season. Overall, not bad. Will Levis struggling in division games. He's just 1-5 straight up and against the spread in division games for Will Levis. That's not good. By the way, all the trends tell you take the under in this one, but we don't care. I'll take Tennessee minus the 3.5.
Am I really going to bet on Mac Jones?
Do you really trust Will Levis is the question that needs to be asked right now.
You know, I think the Jags are going to come out and play for Trevor.
Okay.
And that doesn't say much. They're still really bad, but so are the Titans. I'll just go. I don't know why. I'll just go the Jaguars.
I don't dislike the pick. Do we have a fan pick yet on that one?
No.
All right, get it in there on the YouTube side. We'll get to it. AFC East battle as the Jets travel on down to Hard Rock Stadium to take on the Dolphins. Dolphins 5-7. Cooked?
One more loss, yes.
Yes. They can't have it here. 3-9 for the Jets. All this week. Aaron Rodgers going to retire. Aaron Rodgers don't want to play for the Jets. Oh, wait, he does. He's calling out fake reporting. Too much drama going on with the Jets right now.
And with Shailene Woodley. You see that?
Yeah, I did see that. I mean, listen, I get that TMZ's made $1 bajillion doing all this other kind of stuff, but what do I care what Aaron Rodgers' ex-girlfriend has to say?
He said he made her life miserable.
I'm sure he did. He seems like a miserable person, doesn't he?
He does.
Have you not run into people in your life? We've
man.
all run into people in our lives. You're just like, that person just makes life miserable for others. My wife's watching. I'm sorry, honey. I love you very much. I'm just kidding. You want to know what? I hope I'm just kidding. I hope I'm kidding. Jets are 1-8 against the spread their last 9 games, 1-8 straight up, and they get smoked by the Dolphins. Jets are 1-7 straight up in their last 8 games against Miami. They've only covered 2 of their last 12 games facing the Dolphins. Miami, actually on the upstart here, 4-1 against the spread their last 5 games, but again, have they buried themselves too much in the hole? They're on an 8-game home winning streak against the Jets. This number is 5. Miami coming in after a tough loss to Green Bay that ended their 3-game winning streak. Jets coming in, they've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 of their last 10 with their only win over a shocking Houston team that I think just stumbles here. But they were close. The 1-point loss to Indy, 5-point loss to Seattle. I just don't think they have much left in the tank and really don't care anymore. Dolphins are still fighting for it here. Since week 4, the Jets are just 1-8 straight up and against the spread. That is the worst stretch of any team in the NFL right here. Of the 33 quarterbacks to have at least 200 plays since week 4, Aaron Rodgers is 31st in success rate, 31st in EPA per rate as well. He's just so bad. With a loss to the Dolphins this week, the Jets would officially be eliminated from playoff contention for the 14th consecutive season. Wow.
I saw a tweet that Nintendo 3DS has been out longer than the Jets since the Jets have made.
They would be just the 7th team since the merger to miss the playoffs in 14 straight years. Can you name me the 3 most recent teams
that have a playoff drought?
That 14 years of missing the playoffs.
The Browns?
Number 1 is the Cleveland Browns, 03 to 19.
So there's 2 more or 1 more?
There's 2 more since 1990.
Since 1990?
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to get it.
The Panthers?
No. They were really good for a little while, and then they had Cam.
Right.
So that, again, not saying they didn't make it for 10 years, it's 14 straight. The 2000 to 2016 Buffalo Bills went 14 straight years or 16 straight years. And then the Bengals from 91 to 04 are the longest streaks to go. Jets are 6.5-point underdogs against the Dolphins after being listed as favorites in 6 straight games. The Jets were the first team in the Super Bowl era to be favored in 9 of their first 12 games and be 3-9 or worse. So that's a little record-breaking there. Aaron Rodgers, 257 career starts. He's only been listed as an underdog of 6 or more 11 times. Now, this is 5.5. I have it at 5.5, not 6. But I don't have a record for him here. So I guess it's just not all that. The Jets don't play the Dolphins all that well. Dolphins against teams below 500. Since 2021, the Dolphins are just 5-18 against teams below 500. Tua as a favorite of, again, 6 or more. I've got it at 5.5. Miami is 15-1 straight up, 12-4 against the spread. So that tells you take Miami in this one. I would do the same.
Yeah, Jets got absolutely no fuel left. Give me the Dolphins.
Cannot take the Jets anymore. An interesting matchup here. Do I lock them again? What do you got?
For the first time ever, I just got a pun over your head.
What?
I said, yeah, the Jets absolutely have no more fuel left. Give me the Dolphins.
You're learning, young one.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
I'm proud of that
Just
one.
wrap this whole thing on up. That's it.
Never been done before.
It's never been done before. The Easter egg has been found. It's the end of the show. We're done.
See you Monday.
Well done.
Thank you.
Young Ryan. You're learning. You're learning. It only took me a year and a half, but we're learning on that.
Thank you.
All right, I will not lock the Falcons in here on this one. They travel up to Minnesota. Only 5.5. Little dicey here, do you think? But I think this has a little to do with Minnesota. They kind of hit a wall. Now, the interesting thing is they hit a wall, and it's still won 5 straight. But a noser against Arizona. Thank God they beat Chicago. Beat Tennessee, a low score against Jacksonville. Like, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think Minnesota was messing around, but still somehow won these games. Do you have any faith in Atlanta, though, who's lost 3 straight and is on, but somehow still leading the AFC South? Are they
Your
not?
lock of the week again?
No, I'm staying away from that. They've lost 3 straight. Chargers, Denver, and New Orleans. Couple of good teams, not a good team in there for Atlanta. Can Kirk Cousins just stop throwing interceptions? They calmed that Michael Penix conversation down pretty quick this week, but we'll see. Atlanta 2-4 against the spread and straight up in their last 6 games, and they suck against Minnesota. Falcons are 1-5 against the spread their last 6 games and straight up against Minnesota. Atlanta just 5-15 straight up in their last 20 road games. Minnesota coming in, 5-game win streak, 12-4 straight up in their last 16 games at home against Atlanta. Minnesota's covered 4 out of their last 6 games at home. Kirk Cousins makes his return to Minnesota for this game. Over his last 5 seasons, Kirk Cousins is just 16-30 against the spread when playing indoors. He's only been on indoor teams the last 7 years.
Yeah.
What is that? Also, as an underdog, ass. Since 2022, he is just 3-9 against the spread as an underdog. That's the 4th worst quarterback since 2022 playing as a dog. Sam Darnold is this one is close to a field goal or favorite higher 9 times. His team's 8-5, but he's just 4-8-1 to the cover in this one. I will not lock it, but this is stinky backdoor all over it.
Ew, I hate when you say that. Ew. You're obsessed with stinky backdoors.
I hate myself. Give me the Falcons plus 5.5. I hate that. I hate it.
No, I am going
Ryan.
Minnesota all day.
Hate it. Hate it. Absolutely hate
You
it.
just never learn.
I don't. I have just morphed from Jacksonville to Atlanta now. That's what I've done. And just being a believer for no ungodly known reason. That's the stinky. That's the stink of the week. This game sucks. Saints taking on the Giants. 2-10 for the Giants. Saints are at 4-8. Both, in my opinion, lame duck head coaches, but here we go on this one. New Orleans comes in this one. They just fought the Rams last week after beating us in Atlanta. They thought they got things back cooking. They do not. The Giants are absolute garbage. They have lost 7 straight games now, and none of these games have been relatively close outside of that Washington game that they put up a fight. New Orleans 2-6 against the spread their last 8 games, 2-8 straight up in their last 10. But Saints play the Giants well. 6-2-1 against the spread their last 9 games against the Giants, 6-3 straight up. New Orleans sucks on the road, just 1-4 in their last 5 road games. Giants coming in, they've not covered in their 7-game losing streak either, and they are on a 6-game home losing streak for this one. Giants on that 7-game against the spread losing streak. That's their longest losing streak as the franchise in the Super Bowl era. They're also, if they don't cover Sunday, would be on a 5-game home against the spread losing streak, the longest since 2003. Let's see here. Giants get the extra time. Brian Dable is 6-4 against the spread on extended prep, but he's got Tommy DeVito playing. Is DeVito playing?
I don't know. Him or Locke?
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Derek Carr, cold games, not good. So it's projected to be about 45 degrees. When he's a favorite in those conditions, Derek Carr is just 1-4 against the spread, playing outside when it's 40 degrees, failing to cover by an average of 7 points. He also has not started a game in the cold since 2020. As a favorite in his career, Derek Carr is just 22, 39, and 2 against the spread. I've got it at 4.5 for the Saints on the road. You go first on this one.
Can I just bet the under?
Sure.
No, I guess I'll take New Orleans, but God, both teams suck.
Yep. Hang on here. What is my over on this one? I don't have it. Oh, I'm sorry, 41. Sorry, who'd you take?
I took New Orleans. I don't feel good about it.
I'll take New Orleans as well. I just think the Giants are really, really bad. All right, biggest spread of the weekend goes to the Eagles. 13-point home favorites over Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers. Things starting to cook a little there for Bryce Young. We shall see. Carolina, 4-1 against the spread their last 5 games. 3-6 straight up and against the spread their last 9 games against Philly, which isn't all that good. Carolina's only won 1 of their last 14 road games, though. Philly coming in 6-1 against the spread their last 7 games, 8-game win streak, and they're 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games at home. Carolina, 2 losses, Tampa by 3, Kansas City by 3. Philly coming in, big win over Baltimore, big win over the Rams, big win over Washington. But that's a lot at 13. Panthers are 33rd consecutive game as underdogs and 42 of their last 43 games. They've lost 9 straight games as an against the spread favorite. No other team has covered at least 3 covers as a favorite since 2021. They have covered 4 out of their last 5 games as well coming into this one. Eagles have the stingiest pass defense in the NFL. Bryce Young has faced 3 teams allowing 180 pass yards or less in their games. He's 0-3 and 0-3 against the spread in those games. And he scored just an average of 13 points per game when he faces a passing defense as good as the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the thing about the Eagles here, Jalen Hurts is a big favorite. As being a favorite of over a touchdown, he is just 3-9-1 against his spread in his career. I'm going to stick with my gut here, and I'm going to take Carolina plus the points.
Yeah.
It's too much.
That is a lot of points, and I like the fact that
Goddard's out.
You just beat the Ravens. That's a huge win.
Yeah.
Now you're probably coming in maybe sleeping.
Goddard out. I think Devontae Smith will be back, maybe.
That's a lot of points.
Just got to lose by 11.
I'll take the Eagles. I don't like it, though.
All right. Philly, it is. Buccaneers welcoming in the lowly Raiders in another kind of must-win game here for Tampa to try to keep pace there in the NFC South. They are 6-6, and of course a big win for Tampa, beating Carolina last minute there a week ago. They're on a little 2-game win streak, but it was against the Giants and the Panthers. That ended a 4-game losing streak for Tampa. Vegas coming in, they suck. Losers of 9 straight games in this one. 0-8 in their last, 8-game losing streak. They've not won their last 5 road games. For Tampa, they come into this one 2-4 straight up in their last 6, just 1-4 in their last 5 games at home. I don't think there's too much to get into this game here. Buccaneers touchdown favorite, and I'm just going to go ahead and take them in this one. I don't believe the Raiders. Raiders got nothing left.
Guess I'll go Tampa.
I just, they got Brock Bowers. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go Tampa. I don't feel good about any of these.
Raiders are traveling. Road teams who leave the Mountain or Pacific time zone to come to the Eastern cover 62% of the time, including 11-8-1 this season. I don't think that happens here. Tampa. Sorry, who'd you take?
I took Tampa.
Tampa, I think, is the right play here. All right, a really good game out west. Arizona, Seattle. Geno Smith on the road, so we know what that means here. It is Arizona, a 2.5-point home favorite. So the Cardinals are 6-6. The Seahawks are 7-5. This might be, if you want to cut it this way, a one goes home as far as the playoffs, wild card, or even winning that division. Seattle has won 3 straight after losing an astonishing 5 out of their 6 prior. They beat San Francisco. They just beat Arizona 2 weeks ago, 16-6, and then beating the Jets. Arizona coming in, 2-game losing streak. They had their bye mixed in there, but it was against Seattle. It was against Minnesota. That ended a 4-game win streak for the Cards. Seattle 4-2 against the spread and straight up in their last 6. They own Arizona. Seattle 5-1 against the spread. Their last 6 games against the Cards. They're on a 6-game win streak against Arizona. Seattle also very good on the road, 6-1 in their 7 games on the road. Arizona 5-1 against the spread. Their last 6, 4-2 straight up in their last 6 games as well. Cardinals defense dominating at home. In their last 3 home games, they've not allowed a single touchdown. But again, Jets, Bears, and Chargers. That was a fluky game for the Chargers, but take that what it is. Since the beginning of the 2022 season, though, the Cardinals against their own division are just 4-11 against the spread. They are the least profitable NFL team against their own division. Talking about the Cardinals, and Kyler Murray isn't good, just 9-15-2 against the spread against the NFC West. We're also getting to that dicey time of him playing later in his career, as far as November and December. In his career, Kyler Murray just 16-20-2 in the month of November or later. So here's the thing. Seattle is the 11th team since 2003 to go to New York and then have to come back home or to go play in the Western time or Pacific time zone here. Those teams fail to cover by an average of 6 points when you make that trip. 11 times since 2003. I was ready to go Seattle. Seattle's their 8th consecutive game as a dog. That's their longest streak since 2010. I'll go Seattle.
I'm going Arizona.
Okay. I'll stick with Seattle on this one. Bills making that trip out west as they'll take on the L.A. Rams at SoFi. It is the Bills, a 3-point road favorite. I thought it'd be more. 3.5 is our number here. I'm gonna go Buffalo. I'm gonna take that up a little bit. I think I get up to 5.5, and I'd feel pretty good about it. The Rams, their only hope is what? To get it to Puka, to get it to Cooper Kupp, and try to keep it close. Rams have been back and forth, going back to November. Win, loss, win, loss, win. So they're due for a loss in this one, coming off that win over New Orleans. For Buffalo, they are rolling. Since back-to-back losses all the way back in October, they've ripped off, 7 straight wins now at this point, including some big opponents in that one. 6-1 against the spread their last 7 games. They also play the Rams well. Buffalo is 5-1 against the spread their last 6 games against the Rams. 7-2 straight up on the road on their last 9 for Buffalo. For the Rams, 4-2 against the spread their last 6 games, but they've only covered 1 of their last 5 home games over there for Matt Stafford and the crew. Bills are on a historic run right now. They put up 30 points in 6 straight games. Since 2000, only 5 teams have had a longer streak. The 2020 Bucks, 2012 Broncos, 2010 Patriots, 07 Patriots, and the 2000 Rams. Since 1990, only 3 quarterbacks have had a 6+ game streak of 30 points or more while on a 7-game win streak. Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady 4 times.
Wow.
7-game win streak, and 6 of those 7 being 30 points or more. 4 for one Tom Brady here. So when the public bets on the side of Josh Allen, he's just 14-13 against the spread, which they're a heavy favorite here. Again, this time zone thing, I have it as well.
Bills all good.
Yeah. McVay and Stafford just 6-15 straight up as underdogs. Buffalo is the answer. All right, the lowly 49ers, everybody's hurt. They welcome in the Bears. 49ers, a 4-point home favorite against the Bears. Doesn't this not have to... I mean, they fire Eberflus. How much does that matter? 6-game losing streak. San Fran 1-5 against the spread their last 6. I don't know, man. I think it's in Chicago's head. San Fran has lost 3 straight, but it's the Seattle, Green Bay, and Buffalo. Does San Fran have any fight left in them? They're 5-7.
certainly don't think they want to lose to the Bears.
I don't either. But do you get the juice off firing your coach? I'll go Bears.
I'll go Niners.
All right. Sunday Night Football, an AFC West battle. The Chargers taking on the Chiefs, 11-1 for one of the worst teams that Ryan has ever seen. Welcoming in the Chargers. I can't make heads or tail of the Chargers. I really can't. So, obviously we saw them a little while ago. Then they beat Tennessee. Then they beat Cincinnati. Then they lose. Close game to Baltimore. And then that was a quick close game against Atlanta that they needed 4 interceptions from Kirk Cousins. KC coming in after that loss to Buffalo. They beat Carolina and they beat Vegas by combined, though, 5 points. This game screams to me of the Chiefs trying to be like, we're going to remind you who still runs this division.
Yeah, but are they capable of it?
Chargers 5-1 against the spread their last 6. The Chargers are on a 6-game losing streak against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That's got to end eventually. And do you really think the Chiefs are going to end 16-1?
4 points too much. Give me the Chargers.
All right. I'll go KC. I can't do it. Can't not do it. All right, that leaves us one game. The Browns and the Steelers. Ryan, let's recap it. I'm back here and get ready to go for the Browns and the Steelers this Sunday. Listen, the Browns, you're continuing that evaluation of Jameis Winston as you're going to keep doing. I'm going to look at this game a lot about what can you do to run. That's going to be your mark here because that's what Pittsburgh's defense is really good at, stopping the run. If you can get those runs to take a little pressure off of Jameis and he can open it up. I do like the over in this game. I think it's going to be a multiple touchdown game and obviously that's an easy answer, but I'm thinking like 20 points each for each team. I think it's going to be a shootout game in a sense. So that's going to come back to who makes the plays and can we hold on to the friggin' football? And that comes back to Jameis. We talk so much about having to live with his interceptions. This is a game the Steelers will wait you out. They will wait you out to get that interception, and as long as you can avoid that pick 6 and multiple, keep it under 2. I'll take 2 or less. Maybe you'll have a shot. But that comes back to the offensive line, pressure to throw, getting TJ Watt in his face. I'm going to do it because I would never in my life put money on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I will take the Cleveland Browns. But I got a bad feeling about Sunday.
And that's plus 5.5.
I got you at 6.5.
6? I'll go Browns too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to come down to, like you said, and this isn't anything, nobody already knows, but Jameis not turning the ball over, and if the offensive line can protect him, give him 3 seconds. I really think the Browns have a good chance in that. But again, it's like you said, Pittsburgh will wait you out. I think that's exactly what they do. They game plan so perfectly for each team's strengths.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's credit to Mike Tomlin and the crew he's got around him. And I mean, that's a big monkey to get off your back. You talk about Tim Couch being the last one to win in
20 years. 20 years in the regular season.
But doesn't it just sound right that streak ends with Jameis?
Yeah. Mitch Bannon on OddsShark. He loves the over. 43.5. Steelers and Browns have built reputations as defense first teams with bad offense. This year, it's not really the case. Steelers do have a top 10 offense, and the Browns D is one of the worst in football. Let's calm that down. But it wasn't a surprise when Cleveland and Pittsburgh combined for 43 points in snowy conditions just 2 weeks ago. Better weather, Mitch likes the over at 43.5. Let's go. Browns 4-10 against the spread. Their last 14 games is 2-8 straight up in their last 10. We know how bad it is in Pittsburgh. But last 20 games, Browns are 6-13-1 against the spread against Pittsburgh. We're on a 5-game road losing streak. And yes, we know it's been 20 years since we won there in Pittsburgh. You flip over the Steelers, 6-1 against the spread their last 7. 6-1 straight up in their last 7. We know what happened. 5-1 against the spread their last 6 games at home. And again, the play seems to be the over here on how that goes between the Browns and the Steelers. So we're both going to take Cleveland plus 6.5. How could we not? It's what you got to do. All right, we're going to do this quick too. Saturday, college football. Ready? Just rapid fire.
I'm ready.
Tonight, UNLV, Boise State. Boise State 4-point favorites. Got to be, right?
Yes.
Okay. Saturday, Iowa State, Arizona State, 1.5 for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, that's looking to be probably the closest game.
Yes.
And winner of that could very well get a bye if SMU loses.
I like Iowa State.
I will take Iowa State and Matt Campbell as well.
Georgia, Texas. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta. Texas, 2.5-point favorites. I got to take Texas because that helps Ohio State.
So if Georgia wins this, they get a bye? right?
Yeah, whoever wins that game will get a bye.
Wow, dude, that'd be huge for my bet. I still think Texas is going to win, though.
Okay, Texas will win. 8 o'clock. We'll get to the last one last. SMU Clemson. SMU 2.5-point favorites there for the ACC championship. I actually like Clemson on that.
I'll take SMU, and that's just me hoping Clemson loses.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that, but I'll take it. All right, Oregon Penn State.
17.5.
I already took it at 14.5. I bought it up. It's plus 300. I bought it. I'm taking it. It's Oregon all day.
Wow.
Not even going to be close, Ryan.
I mean, you'd think that.
It's not even going to be close. All day.
But it's just interesting, right? I mean, would you say Penn State is wildly above Boise State?
Yeah.
They only lost by 3 in Oregon. Boise State did.
I know.
So I don't know anything can happen, but to win, the Ducks, yes.
It's the Ducks. It's the Ducks all day. We're not going to keep tabs on here on the college side of things, but we'll run through. I think it's Oregon. I bought that up already. I already put my bet on. It's plus 330. I think I got it up to 14.5. So give me Oregon on that. So we'll find out next week about the college football playoff, where things kind of lay out. It'll be interesting to see nonetheless. But again, I think if you're an Ohio State fan, you're rooting Texas, you're rooting Oregon. That's about as hard as you got to go. All right, we'll skip time hop for today. Didn't really have too much in there anyway. All right, we got to do the giveaway.
I know. Give me a minute.
Yeah, pull up that website. Last minute to get your retweet in for the Donovan Mitchell jersey giveaway.
Wow, look at this.
What?
The website we use, the Twitter picker, it says, hello, on October 28th, we received a request from X lawyers to shut this
Oh,
school
you
down.
a-holes!
Elon's ruining everything.
What? Why?
Well, there's something called the X picker now.
Does it work?
Well, let's find out.
All right. Ryan has the tweet. So here's what we're also going to have to do. Pick the winner, then you got to go.
I got to put in must be following.
Oh, you can put that in?
Yeah. Well,
Can you put another one in?
Yeah, I'm assuming. Yeah, it says multiple accounts allowed.
Okay. All right. So again, hit the retweet, and they got to be following both of us.
Yeah, they had to retweet it, right?
Yeah, retweet it and be following both of us.
And be following Ryan Tyler and Matt Fontana. Okay.
Okay.
Do they need a profile image?
No, I don't care.
It says it prevents spammers. I mean,
That's fine. Who's spamming this show? We'll take any spammers we can get.
okay. Do they need a minimum tweet count?
Nope.
Any account older than 1 month?
Sure. If that's what you got to do, that's fine.
Or we can do 1 week.
1 week is fine.
Latest tweet, any.
Yep.
Minimum followers, any.
Any.
Well, this is like really
All
specific.
right. All right. Okay.
I don't know how you have negative followers, but okay, should I
You pull it up on the screen.
All right.
Pull it up on the screen.
All right, man.
Okay.
So I would think this works. It looks legit.
Sure.
So, okay. Have you following me, Matt? Are you ready to retweet it?
Yep.
All right, you ready?
Ready?
Can I get a drum roll? This is a good giveaway, man.
It's a big one.
All right, here we go. Searching for
Oh, no, I can't do it that long. Come on. Matthew,
Bitcoin
yeah!
Bitcoin highs. So wait, we can view his profile.
Go to followers.
Following. I see me.
All right, there's Ryan.
I shit myself if he wasn't following you. Can you search a follower? I mean, it said you have to like. Are you verified?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Well, just type him in on yours and it'll tell me if he follows you.
Well, followers.
Like if you go on his profile on your personal Twitter.
Oh, yeah. What's his Twitter?
It is at MattDaddyG. Is he following you?
He follows me.
Wow.
That's our winner. Congratulations. With the dog. I see it. We got you, Matt. You won, man. You won the Donovan Mitchell jersey. Congrats. Send me your size and shipping address. Done, Matthew. Congratulations, man.
That's a hell of a giveaway.
He's got hashtag Bitcoin.
That's why I said his profile was dog with Bitcoin glasses.
Oh, is that what that was? Sorry, I didn't even see it. Didn't even see it. Well done. And we got it. We'll have to hit another one next week to try to get it done for another giveaway on that. All right, bracket. Final thing.
Oh, that's right.
Best Hard Rock Band. We actually did this last year, too. when the Stones came to town. I just realized
I'm proud to
that.
say Queen didn't win. Congratulations to Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin should have won.
Queen came in second, and third AC/DC, and fourth Aerosmith.
Fair enough. Fair it is. All right, great stuff. Appreciate everybody. Listen, Sunday again, find that way to get that win. You know, and we'll have all this conversation, all this conjecture about where the Browns are at, where they stand with Jameis Winston, all that. You don't want to lose to Pittsburgh. All right, nobody wants to lose to Pittsburgh. So you got to find that way. And again, going back to that game on Thursday, I think there's some carryover from that. I like the shootout mentality in this. I like putting up some points. And I think Nick Chubb. Oh, do you want to do a parlay quick?
Sure.
All right. What do you like for the game? We should do it. But I'd like Nick Chubb to score. I like David Njoku to score,
Jerry
too.
Jeudy tug.
You like that?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, NFL. All right, let's stay away from the spread. I think that's bad juju. So let's go over. I think they're going to score over, okay? Anytime touchdown. Jerry Jeudy is plus 220, buddy.
Wow. I think I like him a receiver more than Njoku, to be honest.
Okay. I mean, Njoku's plus 250. But let's go Jerry Jeudy. Can you join me on the Nick Chubb?
Sure. I feel like they'll want.
I feel like they want to get him one. So that gets us to plus 650. All right, let's go quarterback props. Jameis 250 over under.
Over.
Russ 225.
Over.
Do you want passing attempts, incompletions? We got to go interceptions, right?
What's Jameis one pick like minus?
I can't see it because it's in my parlay.
Oh,
so
okay.
1.
Yeah, that's a safe bet.
Receiving props. Njoku 46.5. Elijah Moore 51. Jerry Jeudy 67. Pickens 71. You think they shut him down?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. Rushing props. Jalen Warren 33.5. Najee Harris 62. They don't even have Nick Chubb on here.
Yikes.
I can go milestones. No, I can't.
Maybe just do a Garrett sack.
That's what I was going to scroll down to.
And then leave it at that. That's a lot.
Where's defensive? Oh, no. Don't click off. First drive outcome. I don't want that. Hang on. Player props, main props, scoring props. Oh, player props. Player props. Pass attempts, completion, receptions. I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have it on Bet365. It might be somewhere else. Yeah. I don't have it. All right. I mean, I got a 5-leg to 220 plus 2,200. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's a
lot. So you
lot.
got Jeudy and Chubb touchdowns, over yards for Winston and Wilson, interception for Jameis, and over on the total.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. Bet his place. Get it done. All right. Appreciate everybody joining us this week. We'll be back on Monday. Rooting God for the weekend. College football. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go Horns. Go Ducks. That's what you need for Ohio State. Back at it next week. Plenty coming up. More mock drafts and all. Appreciate your support. Don't forget, Tailgate Show coming up this weekend with the boys. Getting you ready to go for the Browns and the Steelers. For Ryan Tyler, I am Matt Fontana. And as always, take it easy.